The bright crayon in a child's hand is colored candle wax. It was pumped out of the ground as crude oil. This is how crayons are made, from wax to the colored stick. If you love interesting facts, one smell will haunt you later. So, how does black oil become a rainbow you can hold? Break a crayon in half and it looks solid. It is really two simple things blended. Mostly, it is soft, meltable wax. Stirred inside is a puff of colored powder. The wax carries the color and holds the shape. That is the whole heart of a crayon. Melt it down, and only those two remain. Two ingredients, and little else. That wax has a surprising past. It is paraffin, drawn from crude oil. The same stuff hides inside candles and lip balm. Refineries pull it from the thick, dark petroleum. So a crayon shares a family with fuel. You color with a cousin of gasoline. A refinery and a crayon share one barrel. Deep underground, your rainbow began. Pure wax alone would be a soft, useless smear. It needs a second secret ingredient. Makers blend in a firming agent. This turns the mushy wax into a sturdy stick. Now it holds a point and resists snapping. That hidden helper does more than harden it. It carries a secret we will meet later. Picture giant kettles bubbling in a factory. Inside, wax melts into a hot, clear liquid. Workers stir in the chosen color powder. The whole vat glows a single bright shade. It looks like molten, liquid crayon. One kettle can hold a small pool of it. Color melted by the barrel. Now the hot color meets the mold. Picture a metal table full of crayon-shaped holes. The liquid wax floods across the top. It sinks into hundreds of little tubes at once. Each hole becomes its own crayon. A single pour fills a whole tray. The tray drinks it up almost instantly. Crayons are cast, not carved. Something makes me curious as I write this. This same colored wax is poured all over the world. A big crayon plant in the United States, a busy factory in Indonesia, humming workshop somewhere in China. I quietly wonder which country you are watching from today. The country, not the city. And wherever you sit, your crayon hides a strange story, because the color is only the beginning. The poured wax is still soft and warm. Cold water rushes around the metal mold. In just a few minutes, the wax turns solid. The tray lifts and pushes the crayons up. Rows of them rise like tiny colored soldiers. The cold locks each color into shape. What was liquid is now a firm stick. Speed is the secret here. A factory rarely makes many colors at once. It runs a single color at a time. The kettles and molds fill with that shade. Every machine is scrubbed before the next color. A drop of stray blue could ruin a red. So the line marches through the rainbow slowly. First one color, then a deep clean. Each bare crayon still needs its jacket. A paper label rolls tightly around it. Glue seals the wrap in a snug spin. That paper is not just for the color name. It braces the wax so it snaps less. A thin sleeve gives the stick its backbone. Paper quietly makes it stronger. Look at the neat point on a new crayon. No one ever sharpened that tip. The mold itself shaped the pointed end. Every crayon is born ready to draw. That is why it never needs a sharpener. It rolls off the line already sharp. The shape is baked in from the start, perfectly pointed, straight from the metal. So how does the color leave the stick? Drag a crayon and friction heats the tip. The wax softens and melts just a little. That warm smear presses onto the page. Press harder and the color goes bolder. Your hand is quietly melting the crayon. Heat is doing the drawing. So think about what truly makes the color. The wax gives the stick its body. The powder gives it every bright shade. Which one deserves the credit, wax or powder? One word. Wax or powder? Write it below. That coloring powder is surprisingly powerful. A small pinch tints, a whole batch of wax. Black comes from fine specks of soot. Bright shades come from carefully chosen powders. A little color goes an astonishing way. Without it, the wax would stay nearly see-through. Pigment is the tiny giant here. The word crayon comes from far away. It grew out of an old French word. That word meant a little stick of chalk. Long ago, people drew with real chalk sticks. The name outlived the chalk entirely. Now it rides on colored wax instead. A chalky word wrapped around oil. People colored long before wax crayons existed. The first ones mixed charcoal with oil. Others rubbed soft, dusty sticks of pastel. Those early colors smudged at a touch. A drawing could smear across your hand. Wax finally locked the color in place. The wax kept it from rubbing off. It made bright color truly portable. Crayon colors carry some wild names. Someone must sit and name each shade. A few namesings have quietly disappeared. One old color was simply called flesh. It matched only one kind of skin, so it was quietly renamed peach. A crayon can reflect its whole era. Small children put everything in their mouths. Crayon makers planned for exactly that. Modern crayons use only safe materials. A swallowed crayon will pass without harm. They are built to be harmless, not tasty. Old crayons once held riskier stuff inside. Safety is now molded right in. A marker dies when its ink runs dry. A crayon has no such weakness. Wax does not dry out or evaporate. A crayon from decades ago still works today. Leave it in a drawer for a lifetime. The color simply refuses to fade away. It waits, ready to color again. This little stick barely ages. That toughness has one funny limit. A crayon melts at a gentle heat. Leave one in a hot car by the window. Come back to a puddle of color. The dashboard becomes an accidental painting. The same wax that lasts for years surrenders to sunshine. Heat is its only real enemy. A broken crayon is never truly finished. Snapped stubs can be gathered and melted. The warm wax pours into fresh molds. Out comes a brand new colored stick. Old scribbles are reborn as new ones. Schools melt crayon bits into rainbow chunks. A snapped crayon is just a crayon waiting. Nothing about a crayon needs to die. Now think about how many are made. Factories pour out crayons by the billions each year. Lined up end to end, they would stun you. That row would wrap around the planet many times. Enough color to circle the whole Earth. All from little kettles of melted wax. A rainbow made by the ton. Finished crayons stream toward the boxes. Machines sort them into neat colored rows. Reds beside oranges, blues beside greens. A full box becomes a tiny rainbow. Hands and machines pack them tight. That familiar box is the last step. Yet the strangest part is how they truly work. Here is the twist in every drawing. A crayon does not sink into the paper. It never dyes or stains the sheet. It only leaves crumbs of wax behind. Those flakes snag on the paper's tiny hills. Color on smooth glass would simply wipe away. You draw by shedding, not by staining. And here is the secret hiding in the smell. Everyone knows that unmistakable crayon scent. It ranks among the most recognizable smells on Earth. But it does not come from the color. That firming ingredient is a fatty acid. Much of it is drawn from beef fat. Your childhood smell is partly cow. So look at that little stick once more. Oil from deep underground and fat from a cow. A pinch of colored dust stirred through it, melted, molded, and cooled like a candle. It never dries, so it waits for years. A child's drawing could outlast the child. All of it hiding in one waxy stick. I still cannot get my head around one of these. That the smell we all remember comes partly from beef fat. Which fact surprised you the most?